Why dragons can't actually fly in space. A fun take on the impossibility of flying in space, with real science behind why living creatures can't simply fly through a vacuum of space. Ah, my curious friend. So you've wondered why a mighty dragon like myself, one who can soar through stormy skies and weave through clouds like a comet streaking across the heavens, cannot, alas, venture into the vast and it's a question that has puzzled many. And while I am known for my wisdom, there are mysteries even I cannot untangle entirely. But as I sit here under the starlit sky, I think I can offer you an explanation that will be both satisfying and, dare I say, fascinating. Imagine, if you will, a world where dragons do not merely flit through the air, but where they glide freely through the cosmos, darting between stars and weaving their way across the galaxies. In this world, dragons would be the rulers of space itself, our wings unfurled to harness the energy of distant suns. It is an alluring thought, isn't it? The thrill of interstellar flight, the rush of cosmic winds. But alas, reality, especially the reality of space, has a different plan. Let us first consider what makes a dragon, like me, capable of flight. Ah, yes, it is the power of air, that invisible element that carries us upward, that fills our wings and allows them to cut through the clouds with grace and speed. It is the atmosphere, this precious blanket of gases that envelops our world, that sustains the breath of life and allows us to take flight. With each beat of our wings, we displace the air beneath us, creating lift, an upward force that defies gravity and sends us soaring through the skies. But here's where the tale takes a turn, my dear friend. Space is a different creature altogether. In the great expanse beyond our atmosphere, there is no air to carry us, no breathable gases to fill our lungs or lift our wings. It is a vacuum, empty and cold, a place where the very essence of flight, as we know it, becomes impossible. Without air, our wings, no matter how grand or strong, would be useless. You see, flight on Earth relies on a delicate balance of forces: lift, thrust, and drag. But in space, there is no air to create drag or lift. There is only the boundless emptiness of the void. You might ask, then, but Zoran, you are a creature of great power. Surely, you have some magic, some ancient force that can defy this vacuum and carry you across the stars. And while I do indeed possess powers that are beyond the comprehension of most mortals, even I cannot escape the laws of nature. Magic can bend space and time, yes, but to fly, to glide effortlessly on wings through the vast expanse of the cosmos, that requires something much more elemental. Space is not a place where wings can flutter in triumph. It is a place where the rules of physics reign supreme. In space, there is no gravity to pull you down, no air to help you rise. Instead, you must rely on something far more mechanical: rockets. A rocket, you see, is not bound by the need for wings or air. It is propelled forward by powerful engines that expel gas at high speeds, creating a force that pushes the vehicle in the opposite direction. It is the art of propulsion, the ability to generate thrust through the release of energy, that allows objects to travel in space. A rocket does not rely on the natural forces of the atmosphere, it creates its own. Now, you may wonder, if a rocket can soar through the vacuum of space, why can't I simply create a similar force and propel myself across the stars? And here, my friend, lies the key. While I may be powerful in many ways, I cannot bend the very essence of nature to my will. You see, a rocket requires vast amounts of fuel and precision engineering elements that are beyond the scope of any dragon's fiery breath or a magical might. My wings, though mighty, are not built for the kind of force that rockets generate. To fly through space would require a constant, controlled expulsion of energy, something that even the greatest of dragons cannot achieve by mere strength of will. But Zoran, you might ask, what about the stars? Why do they seem to shimmer so brightly in the night sky? Couldn't a dragon like you just drift from one to another? Ah, yes, the stars. They do indeed seem so close, so inviting. But remember, they are not the cozy beacons of light that they appear to be. Stars are vast, burning spheres of gas, their light stretching across unimaginable distances. The closest star to us, Proxima Centauri, is over 4 light-years away. Even if I could travel at the speed of light, which, alas, no living being can, it would still take me 4 years to reach it. And, my dear friend, do you know what would happen if I tried to get too close to one of those blazing balls of fire? Well, I would be consumed in an instant. Dragons, as grand as we are, do not fare well in the intense heat and gravity of a star. Even the mightiest among us would be reduced to nothing more than a fleeting spark in the immense blaze of a supernova. So, while the notion of a dragon flying through space is a delightful one, it remains, for now, a fantasy. We dragons are bound to the laws of nature, just as you are. We are creatures of the earth, of the skies, and of the energies that sustain our world. We may fly high, but we must remain within the realm of the atmosphere, where wings can stretch and the air is thick with the currents that lift us. But fear not, my friend. While I may not be able to venture into space, I have wandered through the cosmos in my own way, through the eyes of wise astronomers and ancient sages, through the study of the stars, and in the mysteries of the universe itself. You see, there are many ways to soar, and the heart of a dragon is not confined to physical flight. We may not travel through the heavens on wings of flesh, but our spirits can glide on the currents of knowledge and understanding. And that, my dear friend, is a journey far more wondrous than any we could take on wings alone. So, while I may not be able to fly in space, I invite you to join me in another kind of flight of the mind. Together, we will journey through the stars, not with wings, but with the wisdom of the ages. And who knows, perhaps, in that journey, we will find that the universe is far more wondrous than we ever imagined.